Patrick, that 10-year-old boy in police custody tonight, if convicted of killing his mom, he faces 60 years in prison.
We just don't know what his mental state is and what he's capable of.
We have to sleep at night, and he's a roamer. He likes to roam at night. So I don't know. I'd be a little scared.
The complaint alleges that the victim was shot at very close range in the head. You understand we're in juvenile court, but this is an adult court proceeding.
According to a criminal complaint, Kiana Mann's 10-year-old son shot her in the face at close range, killing her. The boy said his mom would not allow him to have something from Amazon that he wanted. He also admitted to being mad at her for waking him up at 6 a.m. when he usually sleeps until 6:30. The complaint also goes on to say the day after the boy is accused of killing his mom, he went on her Amazon account and ordered a virtual reality headset. He also allegedly apologized for the shooting, saying, "I'm sorry for killing my mom," then asked if his Amazon package arrived. The boy is charged as an adult with first-degree reckless homicide.
November 21st. 2022, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It was a Monday, the kind of day that doesn't feel like it should be anyone's last. Kiana Mann was 44 years old, a mother, a woman living her life inside the walls of her own home. That afternoon, she went down to her basement to do laundry, something every single one of us has done 100 times without a second thought. She never came back upstairs. A single shot, point blank. And the person who pulled that trigger was still in the house when police arrived. Now, before I tell you who did this, I need you to stay with me, because nothing about this case is going to unfold the way you expect. The motive alone will stop you cold. And when you hear what happened the very next day, after Kiana was already gone, I promise you, your jaw will drop. This is the story of Kiana Mann, a mother gone in an instant in her own home on an ordinary Monday. If you're just finding this channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button right now, because we cover stories that the mainstream media moves past too quickly. And drop a comment telling me what state or country you're watching from. I read every single one. Stay with me, because this story is far from over.
10-year-old boy charged with killing his own mother.
Police say he told investigators he pulled the trigger because he was mad she wouldn't let him buy something online. Let's get right to Steve Shamraz, anchoring our coverage live in Wauwatosa tonight from the Juvenile Justice Center. That's where the young accused shooter is in custody, Steve.
Yeah, Katie, the alleged killer here, again, only 10 years old, but facing homicide charges in adult court. That child is being held here at the Juvenile Justice Center, where he's awaiting an appearance next week before a judge. We're going to bring my colleague Uba Ali in now. And Uba, you have been going through the details of what happened in some of the court documents in this case today.
Yeah, Steve, and the details are very alarming. The complaint describes the very moment that child went into his mother's gun lock box and decided to take the gun out.
It's still a surprise when there's a shooting around. Usually it's a quiet neighborhood.
Steve Frisch has lived near 87th and Hemlock for more than 2 decades. His quiet neighborhood was shaken up last week after police say a 10-year-old boy killed his mother. Frisch described the family as average.
He just asked me how I'm doing and stuff like that.
According to a criminal complaint, the boy originally told police he accidentally shot his mom when he was twirling the gun, but the next day the family called police with serious concerns. They say the boy told his aunt he was actually aiming the gun at his mother. According to detectives, the boy said he got the gun because he was mad at his mom for waking him up at 6 in the morning and that she would not allow him to order a virtual reality headset from Amazon. Police say the boy told them he got the gun by taking his mom's keys to the gun safe. He says he took up a shooting stance and that he wanted to shoot the wall to scare her, but she walked in front of him. Family told the police the boy had, quote, rage issues all his life, and at 4 years old picked up a puppy by its tail and swung it around until it whined in pain. The criminal complaint states that 6 months ago, the 10-year-old filled a balloon with flammable liquid and set it on fire, which caused a sectional and carpet in their home to catch fire. A sibling told police the 10-year-old was meeting with a therapist who gave him a concerning diagnosis that led his mother to place cameras inside their home. The cameras were unplugged 2 weeks ago. A family member told police, quote, they felt bad for not stepping in earlier because they knew that eventually something bad was going to happen. This morning, we asked Mayor Kevlar Johnson about the charges the 10-year-old is facing.
Anytime there's violence that happens in Milwaukee, whether it's committed by somebody who's 10 years old or much older than that, that gives me pause. I don't want to see anybody hurt or lose their lives in the city. In this particular case, I don't have the details just yet. This is something that is just coming to my attention just this morning.
The complaint goes on to say after shooting his mother, he put the gun in the living room closet, then telling his older sister their mom is dead. The alleged reason why is on page 3 of this complaint and states he admitted that his mother would not allow him to have something from Amazon that he wanted to have. The complaint says he apologized to his grandma for killing his mom, then asked if his Amazon package arrived.
This was the first in-person hearing for the boy, and it's odd, if not troubling or jarring, to see grown men, deputies, walk a small child into a courtroom wearing a detention center issued T-shirt. But the fact is he's accused of a terrible crime and he's been charged as an adult. The 10-year-old throughout most of the hearing sat quietly with his head down.
You understand we're in juvenile court, but this is an adult court proceeding.
Prosecutors have charged him with first-degree intentional homicide. Records indicate he shot his mother in the face after refusing to buy him a virtual reality headset.
The complaint alleges that the victim was shot at very close range in the head.
On Wednesday, the boy's attorneys asked the court to drop a second count of reckless homicide, calling it redundant. That will be decided next month. They've also asked bail be reduced to $100, the only money they say the boy has.
My team and I have spoken with him about his ability to post anything. He told us about piggy banks with savings that he had from gifts, from birthday gifts, and scavenging through cushions in the couch that he's been able to save up.
The judge did not reduce bail, keeping it at $50,000. If the boy is unable to post bail, he may remain in custody now and for the rest of his life if convicted of intentional homicide.
He calls daily, and we have talks. He's not expressed any remorse to me.
For the first time, Mann's sister and mother speaking exclusively with 12 News.
Everybody loved her.
Did you ever think your grandson, your nephew, would be capable of something like this?
But I knew he was capable of something, but not this harsh.
At the time of the tragedy, they say he was in treatment for behavioral issues.
It was recommended by his treatment providers that cell phones, electronic devices be limited because of the violent games that he was playing. So she was literally following his treatment plan when she decided to take his electronic devices, and that is what upset him.
Now, the boy remains locked up in the juvenile detention center, awaiting his next court appearance, and it's exactly where his aunt and grandmother say he belongs.
We just don't know what his mental state is and what he's capable of.
We have to sleep at night, and he's a roamer. He likes to roam at night. So I don't know. I'd be a little scared.
In Milwaukee, Hillary Mintz, WISN 12 News.
The family tells 12 News they do not object to prosecutors charging the boy as an adult. The 10-year-old is the youngest of Mann's 4 children.
Killing his mom was back in court today.
Prosecutors say the child shot his mother in part because she would not buy him a gaming device. Investigative reporter Hillary Mintz is outside the Juvenile Justice Center live in Milwaukee. Hillary, the boy's lawyers want to have a doctor evaluate him.
Right, Derek. And during the hearing this afternoon, the boy held onto a small stuffed animal. He showed no emotion, and his public defender telling the court she's not sure he can assist in his own defense and wants him to see a doctor.
22 CF 4573.
Per a court order, we can't name or show the boy's face.
We are set today for preliminary hearing. However, it's my understanding that there is a competency challenge.
The boy's public defender telling the court she's not sure the 4th grader understands the legal proceedings.
There's concern that may not understand what's going on and is not able to assist in his defense. So we are asking the court for a competency evaluation.
So now you've heard from the people closest to this case. Let's bring it all together. Because a full picture of what happened on November 21st, 2022 is something that deserves to be told completely and carefully. Kiana Mann was shot in the eye at point-blank range in the basement of her Milwaukee home. The weapon used was her own firearm, retrieved from a locked safe using her own keys. The person who retrieved it, loaded it, walked down those basement stairs, and pulled the trigger was her 10-year-old son. Let that land for a moment. 10 years old. When police arrived after that 911 call, made by Kiana's 26-year-old daughter, who was also in home, her younger brother initially told investigators the gun had accidentally gone off while he was twirling it. An accident, he said. The kind of story you might expect a frightened child to tell. But that was not the truth. When investigators pressed further, the story changed. He admitted he shot his mother intentionally. And when they asked him why he did what he did to the woman who raised him, his answer was this. She had refused to buy him an Oculus VR headset from Amazon. And that same morning, she had woken him up 30 minutes earlier than he wanted to be awake. That was it. That was the reason Kiana Mann lost her life at 44 years old. And if that isn't enough to leave you speechless, the day after she was killed, her son used her Amazon account to place the order for that headset himself. I want to pause here and ask you something, because this case raises questions that don't have easy answers. Do you think there were enough warning signs around this child that something could have been done differently? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments. There's no wrong answer here. This is a conversation that needs to happen. And if this story is hitting you hard, hit that like button. It helps Kiana's story reach more people. Now, here's what the family shared publicly in the aftermath. Those who knew this boy said he had a history of rage, not occasional tantrums, but deep, documented anger that concerned the people around him. He had been diagnosed with a mood disorder. He was consumed by screens and gadgets. And his own therapist had, at some point before all of this, recommended that his video game use be limited. These were not secrets hidden from the people in his life. The signs were there. His grandmother, speaking publicly after his arrest, did not soften her words. She said he must pay for what he did. And in the same breath, acknowledged that there are no winners in a situation like this. No outcome brings Kiana back. No verdict gives that 26-year-old daughter her mother again. No sentence erases what that family now carries. A GoFundMe was created to help cover Kiana's homegoing services. Because on top of grief, families are often left to carry financial weight that nobody plans for. On the legal side, he was charged as an adult, first-degree reckless homicide. If convicted, he faced up to 60 years. By the time his binding hearing took place in 2023, he had just turned 11. His defense pushed hard to have the case moved to juvenile court. The judge denied that request and bound him over for adult proceedings. As of the last available public reporting, no major updates have emerged from those proceedings. So what do we do with a story like this? Because this isn't just a crime story. It's a mirror. It reflects something uncomfortable about the world we're living in, about what children have access to, about what warning signs get dismissed, about what happens when anger in young people goes without the intervention it needs. Kiana Mann did not deserve to die in her basement on a Monday afternoon. She deserved to grow old, to watch her children grow, to live. Her name is Kiana Mann, and she deserves to be remembered as more than a headline. If this story stayed with you, share it, put it on your page, send it to someone who needs to hear it. Kiana's story matters. Subscribe if you haven't already, and tell me in the comments, what do you think justice truly looks like in a case like this? I'll see you in the next one.